What's happening, everybody? King GBL here, and welcome back to some Go Battle League. Today I'm going to be showcasing an interesting team sent into the channel by KitKat. Big thank you to KitKat for the battle submission here. We're going to be looking at Altaria, Feraligatr, Lanturn. Quite a strong looking team, and I'm very interested to see how this plays out. KitKat made our push to a veteran here with his team, so we're going to have a look at it all. By the way, everybody, if you want to send in battles yourself for Great League Remix next week, feel free to do so in the description down below. But one thing I'll ask you guys is, I looked at my battle submission form today, and I noticed a bunch of people sent me in gameplay, but I just never noticed. I don't always check it because I don't get emails or anything to let me know that, somebody sent in something. So do me a favor, if you do submit battles in the future, drop me a message on Discord or just drop a comment on the YouTube video. I check all my comments and Discord, so if you want to make sure that your gameplay does get showcased, feel free to do that. Without any further ado, let's hop into it. Drop a like, subscribe, you know the story. And in this first battle here, by the looks of things, we're going to call the first move. The opponent does go for the power whip straight away. We do survive another body slam. Pretty unfortunate that we, of course, I'm not sure if she wanted to shield anyway. Like, typically 2 shield gator is good, but the opponent comes into a Guzzlord. So, I'm not seeing a way that we probably win this game, but I think it is good that KitKat left this battle in here. It's sort of showing that this team is strong. She made a good push to veteran with it, but something like a Guzzlord could be quite a core breaker, or I think maybe dragons in general could be core breakers for this team. Guzzlord especially because it's so bulky. With Altaria, it's kind of the king of dragons in a way. It can basically outfarm any dragon in the meta. But the thing with Guzzlord is, it just has such a high HP stat that it's so hard to get through. The opponent comes into Deoxys, goes for the Thunderbolt, and unfortunately we're taking the L for the first game. Thank you very much, KitKat, for leaving that in, because we can sort of see, like, if anybody wants to try that team, Guzzy, it's going to be a little bit tricky. But despite the Guzzlord, we're still going to be making a veteran push. And to be fair, like, I think Guzzlord is a pretty rare pick. You don't see it that often. Anyway, guys, hopping into the Feraligatr here. This is a great safe swap in general. As long as the opponent does not have a hard counter to it, which there really aren't that many hard counters to Feraligatr in the safe swap, we can do heavy damage, or of course just get shield advantage for the front and back Pokemon here. One thing that KitKat mentioned is, there was a lot of teams that were ABA weak to Lanturn. We're running this with Spark, just because Spark has basically been quite disrespected since the nerf, and she said she had a lot of success with that. Look how low we're getting the Whiscash. We had that energy lead, and this is where Feraligatr shines. We're going to lose switch advantage here, but unfortunately for the opponent, Altaria with energy is going to be able to take care of the low health Skarmory, and we're basically going to have Altaria and Lanturn tag teaming the backline. So we'll see what happens here. The opponent gets off a last second move. I think the opponent did just about survive on 1 HP. We get one more Dragon Breath through, and we'll see what they want to do. The opponent comes into Skarmory, of course. I think we can go for a Scat Attack. We do go for a catch, and in comes Feraligatr. ABA weak to Lanturn here. Lanturn's going to clean up. The opponent can go for Crunch, they can go for Hydro Cannons all they want. We can definitely take 2 of these. We're YOLOing the Thunderbolt like there's no tomorrow. We're just going to say bang, but the opponent of course shits their pants and shields. In this match, like, I do like going for the Bolt there, because you can just make it to 2 anyway, but you can just go Surf in this matchup right here, because as you can see, with the nerfed Spark damage, you only really need to throw a Surf here anyway. So the opponent comes back into Skarmory, they cannot steal Wing it down, and that's amazing. Good games. The thing I really do like about Lanturn this season is with Water Gun. It has that fantastic typing, right, resisting all of the flying moves, and Water Gun just absolutely eviscerates things like Gligar. However, as we've seen from the last game, the opponents are just disrespecting it at the minute. Now, in comes a Steelix. I can imagine this being quite tricky. The opponent's farming up 1,000,000 energy here. Nobody wants to throw in bad timing. The opponent's almost at 2 moves, so we probably just want to throw this, and I would be a big fan of just throwing this move immediately, not allowing the opponent to get off their sec. Oh, okay, never mind. That just takes them out. I didn't think that would one-shot the Steelix, so fair play. Back in comes Dragonair. We're going to go straight Hydro Cannon. We probably could go for Crunch, but I think the opponent shields us anyway. We might make it to a Crunch on the second one. No, we just about don't even make it a Hydro Cannon. Again, we are a little bit glassy, and of course we're debuffed. In comes Bastiodon. This is where Water Gun is slightly better, doing a little bit more fast move pressure. Basti, I think it'll take 3 or 4 surfs to knock it out. We're going to shield the move. At the very least, we need to put this into a manageable range for Altaria, which it's going to take a lot of surfs here to do that. As you can see, that surf does not really add up too much. But I think we definitely do get 3 or 4 surfs off here, so we should be basically fine. As long as we put this in a range where it can get Dragon Breath down, or die to a Scat Attack, we're basically fine here. We get off another surf and good timing here. 2 versus 3 turns, 1-4-7, and I think we still have a Stone Edge. I think the opponent's probably going to swap into their Dragonair here. Yep, we make a fantastic catch here. The opponent banged a move, KitKat protected it, and that's fantastic right here. Now, are we going to try to commit to the farm down? Okay, this is perfect. Committing to the farm down means that the Bastiodon's not going to get a huge farm. We get the extra Spark through, and I think with that, that's absolute curtains for the opponent. Good games well played there to KitKat. Hopping into the next battle here, we do have quite an interesting lead. We have the Magnezone. Magnezone, a little bit awkward for the whole team. I wonder, can you just kind of stay in and Dragon Breath through it, because I feel like that might be the best option here. We do go for the double resisted move, however. This thing does not know the meaning of resisted. It takes a lot of damage. These Dragon Breaths are adding up. I would say Altaria probably can tank a Wild Charge, so we do let this go. Okay, what do I know? It cannot tank that. We come in with Gator for the juicy farm. They probably go for Mirror Shot this time around. That's perfectly fine. We're going to shield farm down, but the opponent just go for another Wild Charge, and that's pretty huge for us. They come into their own Gator here. So I think the name of the game is to try and get a shield back at the very least off the Gator. Or maybe go for a catch. Oh, yep. Seen it coming a mile away, Kit Kat. Nice catch. Nice catch. Oh, they went for Crunch. Okay. Oh, this is rough. They come into Giratina. So even though this is a horrible matchup, Lanturn just being so bulky and having very good moves can do a lot of damage. Giratina is pretty glassy. We're calling the bait. If the opponent goes for Ominous Wind, we get off a second one. They unfortunately go for Ball. I think we just have to try to shield farm this the whole way down. This is definitely looking very, very difficult. Can we actually outpace the opponent here? They do have 2 shields. Can we make it to 3 Hydro Cannons in time? This is going to be very tough. Can we just farm this the whole way down? Unfortunately not. Once again, we're just seeing that dragons are so tricky for this team, and for some reason we're just seeing an absolute ton of them at the minute. Yeah, just with this team in general, being kind of like ABA weak to dragon is a little bit tricky. They have another Magnezone here. This is just kind of annoying to deal with. We'll see if Kit Kat wants to play this out the same way. Most likely she will. Go for a Sky Attack here. The opponent's over farming, of course probably looking to fire off 2 Wild Charges. They shield up the Sky Attack, which is perfectly fine. And yeah, once again I think we're ready to let this go. 1 Wild Charge should knock us out, bang. And I wonder, do we come into Gator again? Oh, we come into Gator, the opponent comes into a Gallade. This time, Gallade's going to meet its maker here. We have to shield everything here. I think we even have to 2-shield farm this the whole way down, because Leaf Blade, of course, just does so much damage. It would one-shot the Gator, do a ton of damage to the Lanturn, and because the opponent has went down 1 shield already, we can basically look to unleash a bunch of moves on the Magnezone. We're going to come in here predicting the snipe. The opponent goes straight for the move. This should be probably another Wild Charge. Bang! That does heavy damage. Can we spark this the whole way down? Magnezone being a real pain in the ass right here. The opponent's actually giving themselves the farm. They come into Trevenant. Quite an interesting play by the opponent there. The opponent decided that they want to take the farm in Trevenant. However, I do wonder if they just farm down with Magnezone, would that be a better situation for them? The opponent needs to basically make it to a Seed Bomb here. Unfortunately, they do. So yeah, once again, we do take another loss in this matchup right here. Very, very tricky match. Magnezone seems like, again, somewhat of a core breaker to this team. I think those Magnezone leads, I think she played them out as best as possible, but just super tricky. Gligar lead, this is a fantastic lead for Altaria right here. We can basically take as many moves as they want to give us here. They come into Sandslash with Powder Snow. The opponent has got a slight advantage, which makes this tricky. By the way, guys, can I just say, like, safe swapping a Sandslash is pretty criminal out here with a lot of apes running around. The opponent does so. They do get a slight energy lead. We actually take the move, which is quite interesting. Kit Kat probably knowing Feraligatr a bit better than I do, knowing that I can just take the move. We go for the second Hydro Cannon. This will probably look to get the knockout on the Sandslash. So we're going to get 2 shields, or of course, alignment here from the opponent. The opponent comes back into Gligar, and I think we're just going to pick up where we left off with the Altaria. We avoid the CMP tie. 2 of these aces will roughly KO, and we'll see what the opponent wants to do. Kit Kat, being very patient with her energy, decides not to be an insta-throwing Andrea, and holds on to it here. I would expect the opponent to go for a catch right now. This is getting scary at this range, but we do get the move off on the Gligar, which is perfect. And we'll see what the opponent comes into. They come into Sableye. Generally speaking, in this matchup, 2 Surfs just about knocks out the Sableye from full health. You can go for the Surf first time around, and of course go for the Bolt second time around. 2 Fell Plays from Sableye does not quite knock out a Lanturn from full health, so it is a very, very close matchup. It's a close win for Lanturn here. The opponent Full Sends a return. That would have come very close to knocking us out. We go for the Bolt, and that's going to be basically game over. The opponent makes it to a dying move, but that's not going to be quite enough from here. I think even if this is a return, we do just about survive it. It is just a Foul Play. As you can see, the opponent should have been going for Foul Play, because I think they did get a slight energy lead. I think they definitely should have went for that move instead, but they're full sending. They're just hoping and praying here at this point. Now the opponent comes into a quite tricky safe swap. We have a Charjabug in the lead. This will be a Thunder Punch. So this is a little bit tricky. I wonder if this is the team I was using, John the End's team, which is ABA Electric. We'll see how this one plays out. But again, we're just seeing the thorn in the side of this team being the Dragon safe swap, and Guzzlord being quite bulky, able to farm all the way down. We're basically hoping the opponent puts the Charjabug back here, because we need this to take care of Charjabug. We're up a shield. Yeah, the opponent comes in here. So generally, Lanturn wins the zeros against Charjabug. I think even with the Spark nerf, it's a very close win or a very close loss. I'm not too sure how that impacts that matchup. But this is definitely where we want to see it. The opponent's going to go for X Scissors. 2 of these will knock us out. We're going to 1 in for good timing here. As long as we can get this thing quite low, we can look to get a farm down with the Feraligatr, and that should hopefully be enough to win us the match. The opponent does not allow us to get to the next move here. That would have been nice, of course. We're going to get a juicy farm down with the Gator. Unfortunately, the opponent will make it to 1 or 2 moves here. We'll definitely have to shield up everything. The opponent will go straight X-Scissor here, of course. X-Scissor will do quite a lot of damage, and the opponent comes into a Skarmory. This is going to be a close one. I do think we will be able to land 2 Hydros, so this should be basically home and free. Bang, this one for Hydro Cannon does not quite knock out the Skarmory. We go for the next one immediately. And as long as the Charjabug doesn't make a move, we should be perfectly fine to win this game right here. We'll cleanly outpace the opponent. Generally speaking, it takes roughly the same time to get to 3 Hydro Cannons as it does to get to the 2 Sky Attacks. We take care of this, and it just depends on Charjabug at this point. Are they healthy enough to get off another move? They're not. Good games well played. By the way, I'm not counting energy while watching this video, so they could have been like 3 Volt Switches off a move for all I know. But in the next match here, we have a very neutral lead. Typically, I think we can live at least 1 discharge anyway. It'll take them 2 plus Volt Switches to knock us out. This 1 Sky Attack or Moonblast will get them into farm down range, so the opponent is basically forced to shield up or just get farmed all the way down. I think they can take a Sky Attack and get off 2 moves here, yeah. By the looks of things, they can just about. We definitely survive this, so by the looks of things, we do cleanly win the zeros going for Sky Attack. That's perfect, we get alignment. We are running somewhat of an ABB team, and we do get a hard answer out of the way. We're not going to make it to 2 Sky Attacks, so we're going to go for this Moonblast right here. This will do pretty decent damage to the Azu, and surprisingly, the opponent actually goes for a shield. We're going to put Lanturn here exactly where it wants to be. Now, again, this match is a lot closer since Spark got nerfed. The opponent has a huge energy lead, however, we still have shield advantage, so we still win this matchup. But if the opponent has a shield up here, or if they have a significant energy lead, Azu can easily flip this now, because as you can see, they can take the move, they come into Gligar, we're going to get off the Surf. And I wouldn't even mind just sacrificing the Lanturn at this point. We come into the Gator, and I think we can probably just 2-shield farm all the way down. Feraligatr up energy just beats just about anything. Doesn't matter if it's a water type, doesn't matter what it is, bro. This thing with energy goes crazy. I think we do decide just to get off a move here. Not risking, you know, of course, giving away our final shield. And this bunny just knows it's cooked. Not a whole lot the opponent can do there. I swear, like, most of the games that I lose, whenever I've got a team that's pretty strong and doesn't have a lot of core breakers, it's always the Feraligatr with energy lead. That thing is just so hard to deal with. Anyway, guys, in the next match, we have a Gligar. They go straight for the Ace. I wonder, do they go for the catch this time? The opponent does not catch, and we get off the Sky Attack exactly where we want to put it. Bang! They do survive it, and the... oh, a Simul Swap! Okay, the opponent Simul Swaps into a Gator. I think KitKat definitely goes for straight Surf this time. Especially when you have 2 shields up, you don't go straight for Thunderbolt. The opponents typically shield. As you can see, like, 2 crunches gets the Lanturn extremely low, so you don't really... oh, the opponent actually just calls it, and I guess, once again, the opponent's trying to give themselves a nasty farm of something. It's very interesting. You can see that these battles are being played at quite a high level. Oh, the opponent's phone dies. Never mind. GG's well played. Hopping into the next battle here, we do have Altaria versus Goodra. So again, on the team, this is where we want to see the opposing dragons. So I do think Goodra is quite an interesting case. Like, whenever I first seen Thunder Punch, I thought, yeah, what a boring combo. But in reality, this actually gives this Pokemon such interesting, unique play. Because yeah, of course, it's only neutral into the Altaria, but it is nice being able to hit the Altaria back. The opponent just gives it up, which is fantastic. And they come into the Bastiodon. We get out of here immediately. And the opponent, once again, is just going to meet Gator up energy. You've seen it once, you've seen it 100 times. This Pokemon up energy with shields up just absolutely deletes teams. Now, you are seeing here that Ape, of course, with counters, just does so much damage. These super effective Shadow Claws are doing about the same as their neutral counters. Ape for Gator, it's like a match made in hell, honestly. These 2 Pokemon just don't have a good time together. These Pokemon don't play nice together. We come into the Altaria just to basically sack it here, make sure the Ape doesn't get any energy off of it. Yeah, of course, we're going to no shield here. I think at this point our switch clock's up anyway, so like the opponent would not be getting any extra energy. We do take the extra energy with Lanturn, and that is going to probably seal the deal here. The opponent comes in with their Donkey Dinosaur, and we're just going to start unleashing Surfs onto it. Lanturn from this range can take a Stone Edge, but you don't necessarily have to take it here. I think you just shield. And I think by the time they make the next one, we make 3 Surfs. That should be basically game over. It's always good to see the Bastiodons getting clapped up in the back. You absolutely love to see it. I've been running a lot of my teams this week with just hard answers to Basti. Guys, let me know. I'm not a huge Basti player, but is it just me, or did that Surf do like more than it should? I feel like that Basti died really quickly. Anyway, guys, hopping into the final battle here, where KitKat is about to hit an Expert. We're met with a pretty nightmare lead. We come into Gator, and the opponent comes into Whiscash. This is not an answer for Feraligatr. It's just, again, this pivot, it's just what's gelling this team together, right? Altaria, bulky in the front, can deal with the grass types, deals with any electric types the opponent might have. Gator on the swap is just doing so well here. The opponent's shitting their pants, they're double shielding, but they're not even going to take swap out of it. We're taking swap. Lanturn up a shield, can do very fine into the Sandslash. So the opponent basically needs just a core breaker on their team. The opponent needs a Guzzlord in the back, that's what they need at this point. Of course, we're shielding for alignment, and we're going to hopefully... Oh, it is a Lanturn of their own. We're going to come straight into Altaria. This matchup is really good for Altaria now with the nerf to Spark, because I don't think 2 bolts quite knocks it out. 1 bolt coming through. It is going to be very close, actually. This 1 Moonblast won't quite KO the Lanturn, but it's going to get it into a range where we can spark it down with our own. What we really need here is some sort of an energy lead with our own Lanturn. Hopefully the opponent's switch clock's not quite up here. Thunderbolt coming in doesn't quite knock us out. We stop tapping, I think, here to get the extra energy. We get free sparks through, and this might be just fine. I think we have to go for double surf right here. The opponent goes for an unnecessary catch, and that is going to probably seal it for us here. The opponent is in Powder Snow, but I think they still can go for an Ice Punch and a Drill Run to take us out. But the opponent made sure we won the match. We get the Spark down Muskash, and that's good games. Once again, big thank you to KitKat for the battle submission, and thank you for showcasing this fun and interesting team. We get a free 2 here. We're on 24.97 currently. KitKat has to manage our inventory here. We get a Marowak, and we're going to hit Veteran with this team. I think this is one of those teams where it's not the most obvious team. It's not like a hard meta team. But I think if you learn how to play the awkward matchups, you can do very well with it. We hit Veteran, big congrats to KitKat, and once again, big thank you for the battle submission. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, subscribe. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you all next time.